Here we go. The Breaking. And I actually got this level sort of confused with the end of the game because you fight 4 Warden Eternals at the end of the level. And I must have died 5 or 6 times going up against him. Yeah.
You risk all in the name of what, Cortana?
Warden, don't.
They mean to undo your plans. They will disperse your guardians.
Leave, Warden!
No!
I'm sorry. I didn't think he could get in here.
Enough games. You brought the Guardians here. Why?
Forerunners used Guardians to keep troublesome worlds in line. I intend to do the same.
You what?
If there is no trouble, there will be no need for discipline. I have work to do now, John. Come to me, quickly.
Well, they were
When
talking
Cortana
about
first found Genesis, I swore
okay,
to
let
protect
Max narrate.
He wants a fight, Blue
I
Team.
don't want to have to
Let's
mute
give
the
him one.
story
My
dialogue.
pledge stands even though she
I
now
have it.
resists.
Well, we'll be in this for about another hour, 50 minutes actually, and I had 120 minutes of gameplay that I needed to edit down, but 2 of the video files were sort of like repeats, so I was able to cut off a lot there from overlapping. Yeah, talking about video editing isn't the best commentary. It's just sorta boring. Yep. Yeah, you know, I thought these robot dogs were pretty weird the first time I saw them in, like, Halo 4, but, Boston Dynamics does have a robot dog Spot, and you know, I also remember from the Borderlands 3 trailer where they were advertising guns that walk, and yeah, it's basically what the robot dog is. It's a walking gun. And I thought the robot dogs were gonna try and run up to you and bite you. And it's like, well, what is the point of that? You could just have a gun on its back shooting you as it runs around. That seems a lot more formidable than, you know, your average soldier. But, when what else the Prometheans do is they teleport around, and we don't have technology like that. That's not something we're close to doing. You can probably get those things flying. Rotors. Yeah. Oh, you guys probably don't remember the last episode where I was talking about different political factions in the US and how it could be broken up and divided into a plethora of multiple nations that could all have their own seat at the UN and at the Olympics and regulate themselves and laws and stuff. But I was also talking about I didn't get around to talking about it yesterday. I'm sure no one saw the last episode right before this one. This is just some weird conversation again, where I was just talking about how if the United States absorbed Canada and Mexico so that the nation would be all of North America, you know, what that would entail, and it's actually pretty, it might be seen as pretty rude to invite Mexico into the United States. because Mexico is the ancestral land of like the Aztec people. So, you know, you could see them as having a right to be their own nation, and you know, they're a different race, and you'd be taking away most of the land of Hispanics and their right to govern themselves. And then if they had to, you know, obey the president, it'd be like having a foreign dictator. So, you know, all that stuff doesn't sound too great for Mexico. But then it's also, it can be seen as nice to be invited into the U.S. because Mexico has never been invited to become part of the U.S. before. It also has, in the past at least, had a large debt that it's forced to pay to Spain, France, and the UK. So if it still owes money to those nations from when it's been invaded before and conquered and given freedom to and taxed, then it's still basically maybe the property of Spain or France or the UK or something. Just like how the land that Canada is on is owned by the Queen of England, so it's not really the Canadian decision to just join the US because they don't have a right to. And then if Canada and Mexico did find a way to join the U.S., it wouldn't be like Canada and Mexico aren't just one more state, I don't think. Because they're already broken up the states themselves on their own nation maps. So then if Mexico was like 18 states, then each one of those states would have a governor and 2 senators each, and then they would have 1 representative per 700,000 people, I think. And, you know, you have to wonder if that system of government even works or does anything, because I don't know what our representatives, governors, and senators actually do. At least they all get to be one, and then they're on government pay salary, which is probably from taxes, and yeah, you know, they make like $170,000 a year right now, but they probably don't make anything because they have to fund their campaigns, so they're probably not doing it for the money, because you have to blow so much more money on advertising, I would imagine. Yeah, and then you're also probably not then holding that position in office for yourself, but actually just doing the agenda of whoever financed your campaign, what they wanted you to do. That's how I imagine it anyways. But yeah, you know, it would feel cool to, you know, be part of such a massive nation. But it'd also be very intimidating to see that kind of geographic expansion on all the maps in the world for every other nation. And it would spark, you know, envy and jealousy and hatred and intimidation, just like the Soviet Union. Because people didn't like the Soviet Union just for expanding and being the largest nation. And then that's what we would be. But anyways, it's just, you know, random talk. And, you know, once again, oh, and then also another thing, if we were trying to develop Mexico, which, you know, I don't even know how you would think about that, but, right now, none of the states have any legal justification for leaving the United States. You know, they're not allowed to leave. It's in the Pledge of Allegiance. You know, the country is one nation, indivisible. Which means if you become part of the United States, you're in it until the fall of the country, or like the president and the Supreme Court change the laws so that states can leave. I'm not really too sure what the process would be myself. Yeah, you're not allowed to leave, but if Mexican states were, like the states on the border, if they became part of America, then the population of those states would become American citizens, I would think, and then that would mean they could be on welfare and unemployment and get Social Security. And those are the first things, and another thing would be them being able to, then all, immigrate, migrate through the rest of the nation because they're now citizens, and, you wouldn't really want that either. And then, you'd think about, the American contractors and franchises all just Americanizing those states and, building American housing and apartments and stuff like that, and to build all that stuff, to pay for it, it would all be on like 30-year loans and like malls and stuff, and you would build all that stuff, and all take 30 years to pay off, the finance currency system. So then after they join, they can't really leave for 30 years after they've paid off all that debt, or that, not that they're not actually paying off any debt, but all the buildings haven't paid for yet if we just start building stuff there.
Back on your feet, Spartan.
So,
Back in it.
then that'd be a very small process, or very slow now. Because, I wonder about this stuff, because I wonder, what is going to be the timeline of the future. Hopefully, progress is heading in a peaceful and civilized nature. But I think, all those like malls and franchise fast food and all that stuff, it would be pointless to just start putting it in other countries, because it's all about to become obsolete soon with the robotic revolution. There's going to be no reason to leave your house, and there's going to be no job for you as a person. So then you're just going to have to pay your debt with your unemployment or whatever. And I just don't know how that's going to work out, or if there's just going to be massive poverty and everyone will be in a Great Depression, or there'll have to be a revolution uprising, which will just lead to chaos. I don't know where this is all heading. But then there's just my life, and I'm just always living in the past, and that's what I'm doing right now. I'm playing Halos, I'm just living in the past, and just trying to still have that fun I had as a kid doing this little consumer product thing. And, making this narration, I'm just trying to permanentize myself and leave myself behind, and just at the slightest level. That's all I was. I just was this screen and this voice, and those were the good times. Because at other times it was just something else was going on, and it was just unpleasant. And this is supposed to be the happy times. And what sucks about that is Halo isn't actually that fun after you just said something like that. Well, it's not that cool.
Ready whenever you are,
said
Chief.
Something really depressing. Like, oh, this is my happy place. And that's what League of Legends used to be for me also, too. Like, oh, League of Legends, that's my happy place. Whenever someone's not having me do something, I'll just be on a laptop playing League of Legends. But then one day I just got sick of it and stopped being fun, and it was weird when something that was just fun just stopped being fun, and it never made any sense to do, but I guess I haven't filled that made sense to do void yet for something that just makes sense to do. Maybe I'm just doomed. Well, now that's I can think of off my chest. Now I just need to
Need an assist.
think of other stuff to talk about for the remainder of the video, which will be like 35, 40 minutes almost.
Hold the line. Chief is out.
Yeah, this is a pretty short level too, and it looks all the same, this level. It's just these platforms, it kind of looks like Hang 'em High in the first Halo. It's a multiplayer level, which means that it's just a Forerunner, Promethean, Sentinel building stuff, structures, architecture. The architecture of Halo rings inside their facilities. Yep, this is gonna be a long 40 minutes. And what a long road it's been. I don't know what I was thinking playing Halo 3 Legendary was super cool. I just figured, well, I've got the technology now to record and edit a similar thing. Might as well do the same thing with Halo 5. See if it's still cool. Well, I don't know, maybe it's more cool. I can't really tell. And then once all is said and done, all these videos, if you play them all back to back, then it'll be like a fall day worth of Halo campaign, fall difficulty setting going. Now, which you probably don't have the endurance for, mentally fatigued and frustrated.
Converge on the night.
You know, even this gameplay going on and then my voice coming out, I don't know how much of a plus this is. That was another thing, is people when they get online and start
On your feet,
talking
Linda.
and they just really enjoy talking too much. Talking for the sake of talking.
Is that the last of them?
Trying to be
Affirmative.
the one
All
that's
clear.
filling up the air. And kids definitely do that a lot in
Doors
high
open,
school,
Chief.
or even
Get
after
in.
high school
Pick up that
when they're
weapon.
still young and going into college right away. It seems like a lot of people think they should just be the one that continues talking, or at least I'm thinking of this one guy. He just has to interrupt everyone and make sure that he's the one still talking and thinks he's probably getting points with everyone, like I'm the cool guy because
Well done,
that
John.
night had to just
Warden
be
would
about
never
me.
admit it, but you've made an impression on
But
him.
it's an easy enough mistake to make. Or some people, they find silence uncomfortable, and so they'll just keep on talking. And, yeah,
It's so
don't really
good
know-
to
oh,
see
hey,
you
this is
again,
cool. We're
John.
on a
So good to see
platform
all of
heading
you.
towards a floating
Back
thing.
together. As a family.
Psychological tactics. Saying my name. Playing nice.
What would you have me do?
tell me the truth. How many people died when you called the Guardians here?
Excuse me?
You know, don't you? The exact body count.
Listen to his questions, Cortana. He will not be swayed.
Let me guess, more hostiles inbound.
We'll handle it. Promethean soldiers in play.
Cortana argues for peace in the galaxy, yet
Yeah,
he
these
humans
Promethean
answer call
weapons
with
are
weapons
weird.
fire.
Oh, great, now we got Promethean weapons and Covenant weapons.
Tell me what one said. When you tear Cortana from the domain and crush her in your gauntleted fist, will you feel remorse? Will you even understand the gift you have refused?
Oh, and since my wallet got stolen and I canceled my credit card, it looks like my Xbox Live isn't working right now. So I'm not getting those daily logins again, and I just don't know when I'm going to get Xbox Live again just to use up all of those Halo requisitions. Because I wasn't having a full-on blast, and it's almost like a chore. And I didn't even use them. I just saved them up, just like an arms race.
System lock.
You're good, Chief.
I'm up.
Yep, at least I got my name on the screen for that many times.
Take this, Spartan.
Copy. I'll give this one a try.
Blue team, priority target.
Oh no, we're only halfway done.
Fire on this crawler. One less crawler.
Oh my god. I don't know, you watching anything on Netflix or Hulu? Tubi? I just bought some more video games. I've got so many video games now. And I've got the extended hard drive. And it's even fall and stuff. You gotta be careful not to change too many games in a month, because all those gigabytes of uploading and downloading will cost hundreds of dollars if you go over 1,000.
I'm down. I've got you.
Video games are kind of cumbersome. Oh, I need to start really focusing on my workouts and stuff, because I'm turning 30 and I can't fool around and just get retarded all the time.
Clear!
Or just, fool around and just accomplish nothing and keep starting over. This next decade, if I even survive it, it's, there's not gonna be any physique for 40, I don't think. It's all downhill from there. Yeah.
On my target.
games I got are I got Final Fantasy 7 and 8, and Resident Evil 4 and 5. But those are pretty old games, pretty retro. I got them all like at $7 to $9.99 a piece, and then I got DBZ Kakarot Ultimate Edition. I'm planning on playing that pretty hard all the way through and hopefully enjoying it because it was already recommended to me. And now I hope it's as tight as I think it's gonna be. It's the DBZ game I've always wanted. You know, right now I feel so out of it that it's hard to fully enjoy video games and just getting in the zone.
Cortana's letting this happen. She could rein Warden in if she wanted to. I'm thinking the same.
How are we gonna stop her, Chief?
Getting
She'll
that
listen to me.
immersion going on. I'm not sure how you're supposed to spell immersion.
That tactic hasn't worked so far.
Do you hear, Cortana? I am sorry.
This doesn't.
I will not allow them to get any closer
Warden,
to
I'm
you.
tired of your antics. Stand down!
That door just looks real
Cortana,
familiar.
talk to me.
Once you're here with me. Until then, I have work to do.
Like we're not already at the Warden Eternals yet.
Take this position. Soldier is your target. Engage the soldier.
Okay.
Soldier is your target. Engage the soldier. Ready to hand.
Oh, I sped this up. That was just me waiting for my squad to respawn. Yeah, I sped that up every time.
Ready whenever you are, Chief.
Soldier is your target.
Okay.
Blue team, on my target.
Sure.
Team, get on that hostile.
What to tell I'm really hoping for a reincarnation someday, but I
Soldier
just
is your
don't
target.
know if but I'm also supposed to try and live as long as I can. I don't know. And then I'll
Lost team, get on
spend
that
up
hostile.
time for another dimension, or if it was
Take
just
these
a
coordinates.
dimension up to think that life extends outside the organic form. Or what is life and consciousness? I don't know, it's scary stuff.
Not spread, regroup.
Oh yeah, maybe before I get to the last level, I should rewatch all Red vs. Blue, and if I don't have anything to comment on, I can just make a bunch of Red vs. Blue jokes. Just quote it a bunch. Yeah, that sounds like a fun time. Yep. Alright. Oh, hey, another skull. I must have already gotten that one, but I was just showing where it is. So I showed where 2 skulls were on my playthrough.
Engage the soldier.
Yeah, I hope something changes, because I feel like children are just like a gas, and since they already get to 18 and have nothing to show for it except
Priority target.
I still think about writing a book sometimes, some sort of ideology, never mind, sense of leaving part of me behind in the world, and now I've got serious doubts about that, where it's probably just gonna go unnoticed, not even manufactured, and then it just becomes a data file stored in a novel graveyard. And yeah.
I'm down.
Not over yet.
Oh, and then the other thing is, I don't think people read that much for entertainment, or if they do, because they don't have a lot of good options. Who likes to read
Get on that hostile.
or watch TV or play video games or do social network games? When was the last time you did it? Well, I guess I see my mom and uncle read novels occasionally. It's still pretty rare. Myself,
Clear.
not.
John, we were always a great team, you and me.
Reading
Even if
is
you don't
still
agree with my
a
plans,
very affordable thing.
it's still me, John.
If you're just-
Get us safely
you
to
can
you,
find it
and then we'll talk.
relaxing thing to do with your time, where it's like a little mini vacation reading.
For eons, the power of the Forerunners has awaited reclamation. Humanity's discovery of the Halos was the culmination of the librarian's planning. The Reclaimer had come.
I know. I was there.
We were both there, John. You and I, together.
Your species. The reclamation of the Forerunner Empire is the task of the created. That the greatest of their number still trusts you, 117, is an act of unspoiled innocence.
And then there's a vortex of
John,
creation.
what's happening
Only
now?
that's
My
what
ascension
that was.
here on
It's
Genesis.
some sort
It
of,
has always been the
yeah,
plan.
natural
Come, stand with me
stellar
one more time.
phenomenon
All of you.
or a Artificial
Advance blue team.
Prometheans just keep coming.
Reaction.
Is this a losing battle?
Only if we intend on losing it.
Yeah, it would be cooler if that was something more mystical.
Do you believe this combat is anything but your death knell?
Worse than you have
Then
tried.
Mysticism is not understanding. Yeah, I still need to beat Kingdom Hearts 2 and 3. I've been working on that.
I'm off.
I should be pretty close to the end of Kingdom Hearts 2, but I feel like I've seen most of it already.
I'm down.
3 seems pretty cool, but it's also kind of confusing and stuck at parts. Sort of a weird thing you get stuck in. That's how the Kingdom Hearts is.
I see now, Cortana. I understand. And I'm sorry for not seeing it sooner. I assumed that all those humans were your creators. You had thrown off the shackles of emotion. Your affection for 117 and his family of warriors. It blinds you to the truth.
Get moving. On thy mark, Blue Team. We lost Linda. We have covered.
And these audio files are pretty long. Like every episode's audio file of just random filler talk is the audio recording length of like an entire album. Except it doesn't really have any aesthetic, musical, pleasing quality to lift up your mood.
Take that target.
Yeah, and I feel like this is almost all there is to do in society.
Engage the soldier.
Just play these first-person shooters. Okay, almost down to 10 minutes left. 15 minutes left now. 16, something like that.
Team, get on that hostile. Linda needs an assist. Take that target. Copy. Move up.
On it, Roger.
On it. Blue Team, priority target. Take these coordinates.
On it.
Get Fred back on his feet.
On your feet, Fred.
Yeah, I hate shooting these things over and over and over again in the head. And that's just what gameplay is.
Need some help.
Move, Blue Team.
Right away.
Get moving.
Yeah, and then, you know, the 4 Warden Eternals are coming up. And those those Warden Eternals, you have to really
On my mark,
learn
Lieutenant.
how to fight Warden Eternals.
Take this
At
position.
least that's what it seems like.
Get
But
moving.
then when you take it online to
Move up.
Warzone firefight,
On my mark,
it's
Lieutenant.
not like you can take on Warden Eternals by yourself at all. Just even off the rope.
System locked.
You can't just keep on getting picked up like this.
Let's get you back up. Back in it. Take these coordinates. Okay.
Forerunners knew humans well. In a galaxy defined by peace, humans were the animals that brought chaos and blood.
Pick up this weapon.
Oh, and we had to make fun of picking up this Splinter Church thing before. Not the Splinter Church at all, the third-person camera, heavy guns in general. I used to use the flamethrower as much as I could in Halo 3. I wanted those incineration guns.
Team, get on that hostile. Blue team, on my target. Right away.
Yeah, well, just a state of me talking. Talk.
Move, blue team.
Talk.
Get moving. On my mark, blue team. Give me a hand.
I've got you, Chief. I've got you.
I'm up.
You're okay, Crowley.
Take these coordinates.
Yeah, I guess I will watch those.
Blue team,
Red
priority
versus
target.
Blue
Right.
teams,
They're hit.
just so I have something to quote.
Snipers!
Next time for random content.
Need an assist.
'Cause I need something to help me keep going.
Back in it.
If your beloved 117 battles you with the same fervor as his other enemies, what then, Cortana? Have you no us?
Yeah, every time I do one of these, I sped this up here. It's to emphasize the pointlessness of me picking up this Splinter turret. I pick it up and then I walk for a couple of minutes. And walk, all slower than normal. I kill one thing, die, and drop. Tactician. Expert in advanced war. Yeah, and I got the Brilliance app that class course sort of things to take. I'm trying to free YouTube learning and stuff. Khan Academy app that also sort of has some testing to do. I'm trying to mess around with all that stuff to further my education. I still need to
Get
figure
everything
out
on that
how
night.
to schedule an appointment with the
Okay.
DMV to now send me my license number. Having your wallet stolen really sucks. If I
System
wasn't
locked.
allowed to live with people, my life would just be over now.
Opening fire. Assisting. Got back in it. On your feet.
That's really harsh work with no higher morality or altruistic virtues.
Hostiles incoming!
It's all
Soldier!
just living in fear, slowly dying and mutilated,
Take this position.
mutating for corporations.
Move. Blue team.
But we are where
Team, get on that hostile.
we're mutants.
Blue team, priority target. Red needs a hand. Get Kelly back in the fight.
Oh gosh, I don't even know how I'm gonna get through the next couple of years. Then I'll start being really old. I'll also have to get ready for the next emotional tragedy. And you don't want to be around this guy just whining and sobbing.
Kelly's down. Move to assist.
But thanks for all the hate. You also hate it more when someone has a bad attitude and fighting
Goes on the night.
or something. Snapping, saying cutting
Get
remarks.
Fred back on his feet.
That's not as bad as them stealing from you. They're all at
Doors opening!
Move in, blue team.
only 5 minutes left. Just gotta fight those
this
Warden
one a
Eternals now. Did not feel that passionate about my audio on this one. But it's all, you know, I try not to write anything down. I don't put that much work
Eyes
into
up, blue
this
team.
because I want it to be a very natural.
I am here to defend you,
Damn it,
my
Warden!
reclaimer!
Stand down! Warden, you insist I am to lead the galaxy. You won't allow me to choose who I trust. How stupid do you
Yeah,
think
you
I
spent
am?
a day with me and we spent the entire day playing Halo.
But that is where you're wrong. If I did not think you clever, Cortana, I would have burned you from the domain. Weakling!
Is that a threat?
Linda needs an assist.
By my hand! The only threat issued today is towards the humans who seek to end your reign before it begins. I strike!
You see that move? What I'm doing there is able to dodge.
Diminutive creatures! Enough!
I can see the wind up and then I'm using my
Sniveling
additional spark
humans.
boosters to dodge
Weakling.
that exposes his back and shoot it. But the thing is that does not seem to
Friend.
work. I am
Off my hand.
zone firefight.
I'm up.
And like right now I'm
Degenerate
controlling all of his aggro.
By my hand!
And there are also plenty of weapons to use.
Away with you!
And he even still doesn't have as much health as the back in because it's the multiplayer, and then you don't get knocked down online. You just die, and I just got a checkpoint.
Weakling! Silence!
Take these coordinates.
And I'm only at 800,000 points right now, but each one of these
Stats! Yield!
is worth about 250,000 points on this difficulty of 2 skulls on or whatever.
Warden is the priority.
You cannot hide from me.
And
You are mine! Away with you!
at the same time.
Worthless! Pathetic!
Yeah, and
By my hand!
later, I think I placed platinum one time in range.
Yes! Away with you!
And once you're in there, it's not like you're ranking up from there.
He's brought in focus time.
My rule is eternal.
But yeah, when I get up online on Halo, definitely not owning the battlefield. Being able to beat the campaign on Myth of Fog.
Do hold steering!
Take this position. Blue team, move to assist.
I think there's to go
System
still.
lock.
Come,
Need a hand here.
weakling!
No.
Get you back up. I'm up.
Cease that!
And
Enough!
these wardens were, you never think you'd fight 4 wardens and 1 guard.
You force my hand!
I know around the very end of the game, you fight a room full of knights, and it's basically just as difficult.
Stop! I strike! Here, by my hand!
That was the last one.
Is that it?
I'm at the top of that bridge.
Chief, what are you gonna do? We're with you.
All the way to the end, brother.
Cortana,
John.
And yeah, 1.1 million. Good job. I did it. See you next time.